There is a land hidden between Rome and Tuscany where everything is very reasonably priced, but history, tradition, people, really people, are fantastic.
Via, pronti. E questo è un inno al vino.
You can easily buy for what you can get, maybe a garage in Chicago, New York, or Los Angeles, a little piece of paradise with fireplace and with a garden. A lovely place where you grow older or you send your friends and family. Please check us out.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our show about buying real estate in Tuscia. Tonight's show is about the wonderful city of Viterbo, the provincial capital of Viterbo. It's a city of about a little less than 70,000 people. There is all kinds of real estate to buy here. I looked today on some of the real estate websites, and you can buy something for $6,000. You can buy something for $1.5 million. So there's everything here to buy. Viterbo is a wonderful city. It's an ancient city. I couldn't really find out about the real history of it. Is it part of the Etruscan history? But it's a wonderful old city. It's one of the oldest cities that has a wall completely around the old part of the city. It's a beautiful city, very cosmopolitan, lots of restaurants, lots of bars, lots of stores. Some of them are very high end, some are just like normal stores. We can buy great Italian stuff. So Julie and I will talk about Viterbo. So let me bring in the real host of the show, Giulio Della Rocca.
Good evening. Good evening, Roy. How are you?
I'm great. You know, one of the things I'm great about, this is not about Viterbo, but I just had cataract surgery this year. And, you know, for 30 years, I worked in some of the most prestigious hospitals and medical centers in the United States, in Chicago and New York. So I know healthcare. The healthcare system here in Italy is fantastic. It's really fantastic. Italians complain about it, you know. But I know healthcare, and my experience here in 15 years has been fantastic. But the cataract surgery was just great. Everything about it was great. Very professional. The results are great. I no longer need glasses of any sort. So anyway, that has nothing to do with Viterbo, but I'm very happy. You know, it's like a miracle.
I'm glad to hear. This is fantastic. It's reassuring and very comforting.
Yeah.
So do you have any question for me about my lovely city?
Well, I get a million questions. You know, what about is there an Etruscan background to it, or when did this start? You know,
So Viterbo specifically is within the Etruscan area, but Viterbo does not have an Etruscan past. In fact, it was not a city until the Longobard came, and even then it was a little bit of a big village, so to say, 4 small villages. But around 1100, 1200, something started happening. But for example, in 1180, Viterbo did not have a bishop, which of course at that point meant that Viterbo was not important. But dramatically from 1180 to 1250, and not only we got a bishop, but we stopped 2 emperors, and the Pope came to visit, to live in Viterbo.
Yeah, I know. In Viterbo, there was the housing where the Pope lived, and when he was run out of Rome, he would come to Viterbo, and so he was there for like 10 or 15 years, you know.
There was a special moment. There was somebody named Luca Saveri in Rome that he had with the popes, all of them. So the Pope literally ran away from Rome and they came to Viterbo to emperor thanks to the walls. So the Pope felt safe enough. So he moved to Viterbo. But it was a short thing because in few popes, the cardinal didn't make any pope for a long time. So the Viterbo people got very annoyed. And something that is very important these days, they closed the cardinal inside the room with a key that in Latin is said cum clave. And from those two words comes the word conclave that is today very important because it's about to start.
Yeah, that's very important here in Italy.
That is. I think all over the world, the election of a new pope is always a big deal, right?
It is a big deal. It's a huge deal. And here in his funeral on Saturday, there was hundreds of thousands of people. So.
Okay, so enough with this history, or you want more?
Anyway, what do we want to do? Talk about Viterbo? It's it's a wonderful city. I've been there literally hundreds of times in my 15 years, and whenever people come to visit, we go there. But there's many wonderful restaurants and bars, and it's just fantastic. It's so. And looking at the real estate today, there's all kinds of different places. You want to buy a place in the country, fine. You want to buy a place inside the old village, fine. But there's plenty of real estate available here. So,
actually, these days, a friend of mine is in town, and she's looking for a place to buy. And I have to say, there are way too many offers online. Every time I talk to her, she tells me, "Oh, I found this place. I found this place. I found this place. I found this place." Right? And she's driving me a little bit nuts. But hey, that's a good thing, right? I guess.
Yeah, in the old city, there are a number of places for sale. You have to, I personally, I like living where I live in my village, Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia. But we have a little house, and it's outside of the old village. Living in the old village is not my thing. It's not because it's typically they're too dark and stuff. But many people, if you're just looking for a place you want to come stay a few weeks a year, it's great to be in the center of like Viterbo. It's great to be in the center. The center is very vibrant and full of life and a lot of people, and so it depends what you're looking for. I think if you're looking for a casual spot, like my son and his wife are coming here in June, I've told you they were going to buy a place in Bolsena, and they don't, they want to be in the center of Bolsena. They don't want to be out. They don't want to be out in the countryside because they're only going to be here, 4 or 5 weeks a year, and then they'll rent it out on Airbnb the rest of the year. But there's whatever you're looking for. Certainly, Viterbo has it. It's a very cosmopolitan, city. It's not your little village life, but inside of the center, it is the little village life.
So, Roy, would you like to see some of the old part of Viterbo?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, this is a video that actually I found on the internet, and it looks like it's somebody literally walking around Viterbo. Please ask me what we see or whatever you want to know more about.
I've been in that church.
So this church is kind of a little strange because the Cardinal Gambara built it, and he was an inquisitor. He was the one that was supposed to kill the people from Viterbo that belonged to a group called the Eretici di Viterbo, the heretic, because there were a bunch of people that around 1520 tried to reconnect the Martin Luther version of the church with the Orthodox Church.
Really?
They couldn't do it. They
Protestant?
couldn't do it. But then later they got killed because.
Yeah, of course.
So this one you can see is the very old part, the medieval part, so 1260. A bunch of little shops, like this one is from a friend of mine, her name is Daniela. You see those blue things in the plates? Those are called zaffera. And those big stone on the ground, those are 800 years old. Fantastic, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really fantastic. It's fantastic.
Everything is peperino, is a specific type of stone from this area. And again, it's really hundreds of years ago. This used to be a square of the time. So this is where the kids would play.
Huh.
This one is a little bit on the side, so to say, but everywhere you go here, it's fantastic, at least in my personal taste. Like this one used to be an avenue. So this is the square called San Pellegrino Square. And every little piece of real estate here is just, if you were to buy, you buy a piece of history.
Yeah.
Now, before I was watching the video and I saw a place that the friend of mine is looking at, and when it comes up, I'll tell you. And that one is a little pricey, but not for American standard. This is inside some kind of place where people gather, do sometimes tasting, party, and so forth. You see, they sell this kind of stuff. Some of them are kind of crazy, but they're all very old in style. This is definitely the medieval part still. So here, where you see this green, is where my friend is looking for the place. And there is a terracello, that means from the bottom to the roof, and is something like 1,500, 1,600 square feet, and it goes for 200,000 euro. So I find it reasonable. Oh, this one we're looking at is called Piazza del Gesù, Jesus Square, and it's very famous because Dante put it in the Divina Commedia.
Huh?
This one is the Piazza del Comune, that means the county square, where the mayor works and so forth. And there is an inside garden that we are looking at right now, and it's really, 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 really lovely. So I want to stop talking. Do you have any question for me?
Well, I don't have any questions. I just, I really love Viterbo because of, what you're showing here is the old part of the city. But around the old part of the city, this beautiful city, is stuff that Americans would like. So you have outside the old part, you have like big box stores. You can actually, go to a store like Best Buy, which Uni Euro. You can go to the, the grocery stores in my area are quite small. They're perfectly adequate for me. But in Viterbo, you have the Kona, this gigantic store. So you have both. If you want the old, beautiful old stuff, historic stuff, you got it. But if you want, if you need to go to a big box store, you have them in the outskirts. If you like going to the movies, here in our area in Coda, we have an old movie theater which is really quite nice. But in Viterbo, there's a movie complex, and so Viterbo has both. It's got the old, it's got the new. It's kind of a very interesting.
I want to tell you an anecdote. The first time I spent a significant period in America, many months, when I came back to Viterbo, I went to one of these big supermarkets, the Kona that you mentioned, right? And I was shocked that I found a wall full of Parmesan cheese, because in America then it was very hard to find, right? And if you do find, I don't remember the detail, but let's say maybe for a kilo, 2 pounds of Parmesan cheese in America, you would have to spend $40 or so.
Right.
In Italy back then it was like $8-9.
No, it's great. It's good. No, that store is great. The produce section is huge. They have a beautiful fish section. Beautiful. I mean, a huge fresh fish, and so it's just great. But you have that in Viterbo. You have both of if you live in the center of the city, then you go to these smaller stores, which are great. Particularly when it comes to produce. And the prices here, as we've probably talked many times in the past, are so much lower. I mean, when I go to my local, not in the village, but a local store, I buy my produce, and I buy a lot of fruit and vegetables. That's what we eat a lot. So if I spend 50 euros, in the States it'd be like 150 euros. And it wouldn't be nearly as good. Now I do have, I have a farmer down the street where we buy fresh food, but so anyway, but Viterbo has both of it. It's just great.
So can I show you something else about Viterbo? So there is this big tradition that goes back to the first pope that decided to move to Viterbo, Alessandro III. Alessandro IV, sorry.
I know what you're going to show, and it's just fantastic. It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Is that right?
And I've seen a lot of stuff.
Okay, so
I know what you're going to do.
I'm just going to go for it, okay? So I'm going to just stop there. It's this incredible tower, taller than the tallest building, and 117 people carry on their shoulder, right? And to be honest, every time I think about it, I really don't know how in 800 years of history, nothing bad happened with that thing. I don't know how it works.
It's really amazing. I mean, that is, first of all, I'm not a religious person at all, okay, so I don't care about it. But this thing, it's worth coming here to see. These guys, carry this gigantic statue. It's got to be like 50 meters high. It's like unbelievable, And they carry it through Viterbo and carry it up a hill and put it in front of this church. It's unbelievable. And every 5 years they change the statue. So it's a fantastic thing, and like I didn't know it was 800 years, but it's unbelievable. It's a very. There's nothing like that, in the United States at all. Nothing.
I would say in the world. In the world,
yeah, it's really amazing.
So do you mind that to show something about Tuscia and Fiore, because he's about to come up? Is that right?
No, I want to promote. I wish we get some Americans come over here this weekend. We're going to have the greatest event, a 4-day weekend. It's going to be unbelievable. We have we're going to have like 10,000 people coming. Our village has 1,250 people. This weekend is going to be expanded every day by 2,000-3,000 people, having a great time. We're ready. The village is ready. Everybody's participating.
There you go.
So you're doing it in Viterbo this year.
This year is also Viterbo. The third week of May
Oh.
is going to be in Viterbo. It's a new thing we do every other year in Viterbo, not all the time. Villa is spectacular, so every year is fantastic because they change the team and so forth. But Viterbo, it's okay, one every 2-3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to several of the others, and it's always great wherever you go. But there's nothing like it in our, because our village has taken it to heart, and everybody participates. It's the only time of the year where the liberal people like me and my friends and the conservative people get together. Is it? So it brings the whole village together. And each year it gets bigger and bigger. So this year, for instance, you asked about food before. This year, there's food all day long, from morning to night, and drinks. It used to be sort of in the evening, but now it's the entire day. And we have there's usually some special events, but this year there's a dog competition. But it's a real competition. I was going, I can bring my dog. No, it's not for the village dog, although they're going to do something. But it's a real sanctioned dog competition, which is going to be held in the horse corral that I maintain. I maintain 2 horse corrals in the village. So, but there's all kinds of stuff going on. It's going to be great. So,
I have a 15-second video of Villa specifically. Can I show?
I hope so.
I think it's kind of hard to describe what it is, right?
Well, I can tell you what it is. It's a good time. Everybody has a good time. You come here, you just have a good time. It's just fantastic. Everybody's happy and friendly, and the weather is going to be great, this weekend. So, but you'll have a good time. You can't come here and not have a good time. There's everything going on.
So I have a little longer version, a little bit more romantic. Can I also show this one?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Oh my God. I have to tell you, Roy, I'm very biased. The couple that is dancing, looking at each other's eyes, at the end, it kind of gets me, because those are not young chicks, and they're still in love, or at least in that moment, they're so happy.
Yeah.
So I want to believe that this event brings out the best in people. Do you agree?
It does. There's no question about it. Again, everybody's happy, and the two sides is like a truce, and everybody's participating. Rita's helping a couple of people build some things, and one of the things she helped with was from the people from the other side, but they know Rita's a great artist and they needed her help, and they asked her, and she did. So. But anybody that comes here is going to have a great time. There's no question about it. And for all 4 days, I mean, you can come here multiple times. And as I've said many times, one of the cool things about our village is that there's an unlimited amount of car parking here, unlimited. and it's right in the center of the village, so you don't have to worry about it. You come here, you park your car, and you walk 100 meters, and you're right in the middle of the action. It's fantastic. So it's a big advantage we have over other villages, is our ability to park cars.
So, Roy, if you were to do it again, knowing what you know about Viterbo, Villa San Giovanni, Tuscia, without having a wife from there, would you come to Tuscia as well?
Yeah, of course. Now being honest, the thing that makes it easier for me is that my wife's Italian. So if I was just an American coming here, it's much more difficult. And my wife's mother is from this village, and her mother, and so we're part. We have a family here. But I would be very happy to live here. I've lived in New York City and Chicago and the Bahamas, and but I'm perfectly happy here. It's very stress-free. It's very laid back. It's very, So anyway, no, I would. I'd be. If I had the money and I want to live in Italy? Yeah, but I probably like to live closer to the sea. I like living on the sea. I'm a sea guy.
Oh yeah. Okay, so going back to Viterbo, because I've been presenting it to my friend these days. It is close to the sea, it's close to Rome, it's close to Florence, it's close to the airport. Everything is 1 to 2 hours. And Americans don't really mind driving a couple of hours, right?
Yeah.
And you can certainly live within the historical wall, or you can live in a village like Roy, like yourself. And of course, it depends on how much money you want to spend, right? You can spend 10, 20,000 and you live in a village. You want to spend 100 to 150 and you live in Viterbo. And it's a city, right? With a big hospital and everything. So I highly, strongly, firmly recommend Viterbo for an American that wants to have a long moment in history.
And in addition, one thing we have mentioned is there's a great train service from Viterbo to Rome. And also, Lazio has a wonderful bus service, Contral. From our village, you can take a bus from our village, our little 1,250 people village, to Rome. It's unbelievable. So there's good transportation. If you don't want to drive, a lot of people don't like driving in Rome. Americans are kind of afraid of driving in Italy. They shouldn't be, because it's like driving in the United States. But people go, oh my God. But you can take, the train or the bus, public transportation, no problem.
So, my friend Roy, it's half an hour. I am actually an old fart, so I need to go and sleep very soon. So I thank you for having me in your show tonight.
Great to be the host.
And I will let you finish and say goodbye, and then we close the shop. So thank you for having me, and please finish up.
Okay. All right, everybody. Please come to Tuscia. It's a wonderfully ancient place. It's beautiful. It's not overcrowded with tourists. So you couldn't come to, when I have my friends come here when they travel around Italy and go to Venice and Florence, which of course are great. If you want to see the real Italy, you come to Tuscia. This is the real Italy. So, buonanotte.
Regista, com'è andata oggi?
Bene, benissimo, come sempre. Ci vediamo alla prossima, Giulio.
Dalla Tuscia